We return to the wide world of wondrous warfare with Super Smash Bros. Melee. As a quick recap, following video 1 with Smash 64, I want to reiterate that I love the Smash Bros. Series, and that the motivation to draw every Smash character as a LEGO figure has been with me for a few years at this point, and I intend to complete it. Thankfully, the second installment in this series was mostly painless, which is cool for the game that more or less defined what Smash Bros. Would become. And just so you know, here's a look at the original 12 I've already finished. A link to that video is in the description, so watch that first. On this 2/22/20 Tuesday, it's fitting that I post the all-important sequel. Just think, without Melee we wouldn't have competitive Smash, Fire Emblem, or Terminal Montage. Melee brought in a few of my absolute favorite characters, and it was super fun to revisit them. Like with 64 and every game coming up, I have drawn a few of these characters in the past, and seeing their improvement is very rewarding. So let's do this, but make sure it's Fox No Items Final Destination, please, and thank you! Weird to think that we didn't have the Princess of the Mushroom Kingdom in the first game. Feels like a bit of an oversight. Anyway, Princess Peach is a very important character, even if she doesn't really have a character, other than girl. Don't worry, the better Nintendo Princess is in this video as well. Each of these characters is based on their ultimate renders, so it's a bit anachronistic when discussing purely Melee, but it helps with the overall cohesion. My choices make sense and they shall not be questioned. Okay, I hate drawing big figs. Bowser really completes the Mario cast in Smash Bros. Both the bros, the princess, and the dragon. We probably didn't need anybody else. Except for Piranha Plant, he was necessary. Bowser is so cool. It's great that they decided to make the main villain also a single dad trying to make ends meet. He's not that bad of a dad either. Like with DK, Minifig Bowser really isn't feasible, and to get the right amount of animalistic rage, big figs are the way to go. The Ice Climbers are awful. They have no redeeming qualities and are some of the most annoying little pieces of feces that I've ever had the displeasure of laying my eyes on. They inspire so much anger for no discernible reason. Leave it in the comments what your most despised character in Smash Bros. Is. It's probably them for me. Sheik! Surprisingly, the only stealth-based character in the game, aside from a blue frog. I never actually played Melee. Heretical, I know. But Sheik was one of my favorite characters to play in Brawl. I would always choose Zelda and immediately switch to the super cool ninja version instead. Speaking of Zelda, now, Zelda is one of my favorite video game characters of all time. Time does change us all. With no bias at all, this Zelda might be my favorite drawing in the video. That's why she's on the thumbnail. I love the Link Between Worlds design, and it felt great revisiting it, after the Zelda series from over 2 years ago. Why is Dr. Mario here? Can anyone give me a good explanation? It's so strange to me that Dr. Mario was included as an entirely separate fighter, and not just a costume. I would absolutely not trust him with my health. His degree is probably forged, and I wouldn't be surprised if he has multiple medical malpractice suits. Dr. Goomba Tower, on the other hand? I would trust them completely. They struggled through adversity, through all the challenges that the world threw at them, and they still stood standing, one on top of the other. Where was I going with this? Pichu! Let me try it in the voice.
Pichu!
And that's why I'm a voice actor, folks. As Pikachu was based on the Lego Niffler, Pichu was actually based on the teensy Lego guinea pig from the Friends sets. That ensures that he is suitably small. Scaling is clearly a big deal to me. Bowser would crush him if he wasn't looking where he was walking. Or Bowser might crush him just for fun. I don't know. I'm just glad to have gotten the suitable amount of cuteness. For characters that aren't so cute, we have Falco. Falco is another one of my brother's mains, and it is so annoying how quickly he can move around. Me, a Samus main, simply can't go that fast, so I usually resort to guns. Guns solve lots of problems. Falco's head is based on the Chima Phoenix heads, and it came out pretty well in my opinion. And it is here that we open the dreaded can of worms that is Fire Emblem with Marth. I'll be honest, I've never minded how many Fire Emblem characters there are. I'm of the opinion that any new character added to Smash is cool, because hey, it's a new character. I feel like I have to congratulate them as well. Like, good job. You got into the video game Avengers game. You done good, kid. Anyway, as you'll see with most of the Fire Emblem minifigures, Marth has a new sword and a cape. They all gotta have a good cape. Young Link is a bit hard to capture because he has a really weird face. Super bushy eyebrows, a tiny mouth, and huge eyes. I think I did great here, though. Again, I'm sure there's always room for improvement. I just want to make the Zelda characters look good, man. Weirdly, the area that I'm most proud of is the Kokiri shield. I decided not to make it a new piece and instead rely on some cool printing, and voila! Wood. Now, here's the King of Evil himself. Ganondorf. Insane that the first Ganondorf is nearly 3 years old. I love how he came out. I made the spur-of-the-moment decision to use the Doctor Strange cape, as I felt it was suitably dramatic, and dang does it work! It's not completely accurate to the shaping, but the feeling of it is a worthy trade. Otherwise, I just love his smarmy grin. That's the grin of a man who has decimated several groups of people and feels no remorse at all. We stand despotic kings. It's always the animal characters that I have the most trouble with, though, as with Yoshi, it could be worse. These Pokemons are tough. I really do like the shaping of Mewtwo's head here. The use of the cattail, which always did feel a bit too smooth. I don't know, it might be a bit better than I realized. Or worse. The lamer Roy was also in Melee, which always felt weird to me. As I grew up with Brawl, I've associated Ike and Marth as the Fire Emblem characters, and Roy is the neglected older brother that never got the deserved attention. Maybe I'm Roy. He also has a new sword, and like with Young Link, I decided to use an existing piece rather than designing a new one, this time for his hair. And as with Ganon, it isn't totally perfect, but it captures the feeling well. I'm hilarious. No joke. Well, I guess all joke. This is one of my favorite things I've drawn for this channel. It's a 2x3 transparent tile with Game & Watch printed on the front, if you can't tell. Comedic genius. Okay, that's it. Even though there were 14, technically 16, new minifigures to draw for this video, it really didn't feel that awful. From like a contextual standpoint, I think it's probably because Melee was right before the super over-designed characters of the 2000s that began to crop up. Simplistic character looks are always better in my book. It was rough for a bit with Ganondorf and the Sword Boys, but we got through it. And honestly, Melee was a really fun group to look back on. As I've said, I've never actually played Melee, but I can see why it's popular. The roster is really diverse, especially so early in the series, and it's cool to see the developing focus as the years went on. We have 50 new characters in Brawl to tackle. Gosh, 18 including freaking Pokemon Trainer. I hate that kid so much. But we're good, we'll be fine. And what did you think? Which minifigure was your favorite? And which of the Melee fighters is your favorite overall? Mine is definitely Zelda, though I do love Game & Watch as well. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as it really encourages me to keep going. Counting DLC as a full package, we are now a third of the way through this quest. I can't wait to finish Brawl especially, as that's the game that made me a Smash fan. Hopefully it'll be finished soon. But that's all for today. Until next time, later. Dum da dum da 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 dum da dum da 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 dum dum da dum da 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 dum da dum da da da.